Hi, my name is Christy Ortiz and I'm a teacher at Rigetti High School. I teach both PE and health. So growing up, my mom, she was a teen mom, so she had my oldest when she was 16, or my oldest sister when she was 16, turning 17. And she actually dropped out of high school 5 credits short of getting her high school diploma. And I'm not sure why she never went back, but she was focused on raising my oldest sister. She may not have made the best choices relationally. None of our dads were in the picture, and we saw how much my mom worked and how much she sacrificed, and she always did push us to do our best, and we didn't want to make it harder on our mom, who was already working hard.
My name is Brenda Sior de Palacios, and I've been here at Camino for 11 years. I've been teaching 8th grade. When we first came from Mexico, we share an apartment with another family. So I had to share the room with my whole family, so sometimes I had to sleep in the sofa. I didn't have a place to do my homework, to do my work. So that inspired me to, at some point in my life, have my own house, continue with my education, have my own room, and then, provide better for my family.
My name is Benito Camarillo, and I work for MICOP, Mixteco Indígena Community Organizing Project. So a little bit about myself. I'm a proud Mixteco. I was 12 years when I came to the United States. What motivated me to continue my education is that the fact that when I got here, I was afraid to go to school because I didn't speak English, and my mom was like, you should go to school because I don't want to take you to the strawberries, and I thought about that, but then so I said, okay, I'm gonna go to school, even though I was really afraid to go. But then eventually they took me to the strawberries over the weekend, and which I found out it was really hard, a lot of physical pain. So that motivated me to, because when I was working there, it's sometimes it gets really hot, sometimes it gets cold, windy, and you have to work. Doesn't matter how the weather is, unless if it affects the quality of the product. But one thing that I learned there is that I did not want to stay there. I mean, I respect and admire all the people that work out there in the fields, but I did not want to stay there. I didn't see myself there. So I thought about college, that college would get me out of there.
My name is Ana Mejia. I'm a 6th grade teacher at Oakley School. I was born in Mexico, and I was born in Zamora, Michoacan, Mexico, and my mom is from Jiquilpan, Michoacan, Mexico. And I lived in Mexico up until the age of 4, and then I was brought into the country at the age of 4 without knowing any English whatsoever. And we came to the country like many other families, just in look of better opportunities. My parents didn't have enough opportunities in Mexico, and they just wanted to provide better for us. So they always emphasized school. My dad always emphasized it because they didn't get to graduate from high school. They only went to junior high and didn't even finish that. So he always encouraged us to do well in school, to use this opportunity to be in this country, to make the best of it.
Education is important because, just like Mr. Mark Muller would say, Monday through Friday at El Camino Junior High, education is the pathway to success. The more education that you do receive, the more doors open for you.
Education is important because it gives you many options in life. There's a whole different world outside of Santa Maria, and you won't be able to experience that world without an education.
Education is important. It really opens up your eyes to different things that you can do in life, and sometimes jobs that you don't even know about you're exposed to. So it's really important to just seek out your career advisor or go on different field trips to explore different campuses. Sometimes we don't know what schools are out there, what programs you might be interested in. So just taking different electives, different things that you might be into or don't know you might be into, but then end up loving and finding a passion, and then that's what you want to do. You want to work something that you're passionate about.
Career exploration, there's so many things. I mean, we've been known to always push, regular school, your general education. There's so many trades now. I encourage trades, whether it's barbering, being a welder, being a chef. I mean, that's a very big job in some places. Here locally, barbering is a huge one, so I always encourage kids to look into that. I mean, I will say, regular school is not for everyone, and I say it for myself. I took some time away to explore a different career and say, hey, let's see how this goes, and I realized maybe I need to go back to regular school and work harder there because I know what I want now. So it's always okay to try different careers, and that's how you're going to figure out what you really want to do the rest of your life. Actually, I'm doing what I love on the side as well. I like graphic design, so I mean, I studied that in school. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to be a graphic designer. You have to have some sort of interest in art, some sort of interest in the design world, which can be anywhere from like, hey, look, I saw a car, I like how that car looks. Kids are fascinated by Lamborghinis and Ferraris. That takes a designer to make as well. So it can always just be something like that grabs your attention. But it can also be where, hey, look, I like art, I like drawing, and it takes practice to do that. Start drawing, sketching here and there. But also, in high school, you have the opportunity to choose your elective. Say, hey, look, I'm interested in design, or I'm interested in graphic design. Just explore those options. It's never a bad thing to explore and say, hey, this is something I really enjoy, and then maybe it's not for me, and keep moving forward. But again, it comes back to the whole, if you don't try it, you're never going to know if you really enjoy it.
Don't be afraid of failing. I know I failed so many times. I wasn't the straight A student. If anything, I was a B and C student. But because I failed with classes or homework assignments, I knew I had to try harder. And because I tried harder, I succeeded. One of my biggest achievements, for crying out loud, has been to graduate from Santa Maria High School. I didn't thought I was going to be able to do that because I was afraid of oh, I failed this class. I don't have the GPA. But I continued trying, and again, there were people that believed in me, that helped to make me no, you can do it. So just continue, don't be afraid.
What I would say to those who are afraid to fail is that we all fail at times. Nobody's perfect. We really have to just keep going, keep trying. We have to fail at times in order to succeed. So as long as you are motivated, you're determined, you set small goals along in your life, then you'll reach that bigger goal.
Failing is not an option. You go out there and you try it, and then you learn from what happened. If you stumbled, learn from the stumble and try it again. Failing, if we keep thinking that we're gonna fail, we're never gonna try new things in life. So go out there, try it, and then decide what's the next step you're going to take.
Things don't come easy. You really have to work hard for them. And along the way, there will be obstacles, there will be things that kind of get in your way and you feel let down or you feel, upset. Sometimes, unfortunately, things happen in our family that, do kind of bring us down. But we have to really try and be strong, really try and find a way to overcome that. Ask for help, ask for a counselor, ask a teacher for advice, just really reaching out, knowing you're not alone. I think that's important to know. I always tell my health students, or all my students, I bug them all the time. So whenever they're leaving my class, I always tell them, make good choices. Really your choices determine your destiny. And looking back at your past, looking at the things that have happened to you, how things aren't perfect in your life, that has never got anybody anywhere. So looking back does not help you move forward. It's really your daily choices and getting that help around you. So if you're looking at your past and thinking, oh, well, I had this to me, my dad left, or my mom, she's just low income, I told you myself, we were low income our whole life, we didn't have the most things. I remember still getting called out because I had a 4-stripe Adidas, and we know it's supposed to be 3-stripe. But you know what? I was content with where I was at, and I knew my mom's struggle, and I wasn't always going to be in this place. I wasn't always going to be stuck. It was my choices and doing my best academically, getting involved in sports, getting involved in the community, really helping each other, you know, being a great friend, having healthy relationships. And when you look back at your past, you're going to make mistakes. We're all human. You know, don't see it as a failure. See it as you tried, you attempted, you learned something from this experience, and now you're a better person. Now you're stronger. Now you're not going to make that choice again. Hopefully you're going to learn your lesson, and you're also going to help other people learn that same lesson that you went through, because maybe you didn't make it. Maybe you failed. I don't see it as failure. You tried and you learned a lesson.
I think it's important to have someone you can trust in school to go and speak to, because as a student, I feel that we are always afraid of going up to our teachers or our counselors for help, but we shouldn't. We should definitely go up to them and say, hey, I need help. What can I do after this? Don't be afraid to go to a teacher, go to your counselor, go to an instructional assistant, to an outreach. Just go out and ask for help. Don't be afraid. I know it can be like, you know, scary, but they're there to support you. They're there to help you.
The message I would give anybody who's struggling with language is to read. I know it sounds like, really, that's all you're gonna tell me? Like, reading helps so much. And to not get frustrated, and don't give up on their dreams, or don't feel like it's not possible. Everything's possible. Anything they set their mind to is possible. They just kind of, I guess the thing is, like, have a plan, visualize what they want out of their life. Kind of think like 5 years from now, where do they see themselves? And start making a plan. It's okay not to know what you're gonna end up or what kind of job you want. It's okay not to know right now. It's okay not to be 100% sure, but it's never too early to plan. So start thinking about it. Start thinking like, what kind of job would I like to do?
How do we, you know, obtain success? You go for it. You go directly. You don't think about, am I going to make it or am I not going to make it? No, it's like yes or yes. That's how you should think. You're going there, and when you want something, you work for it, and you're gonna get there regardless of if there are many other things on the way, but you're gonna go for it, and you know, use high school to gain a really high GPA. Use the opportunity to have a really high GPA, so that when it comes to college, you're gonna be accepted easily because you have a high GPA. The higher, the better. The more chance you have to get a better, to not a better school, but to a lot of other, you know, you're gonna have many different institutions wanting you to go to their schools or their institutions.
They can be successful in life by being themselves. Don't be afraid of being yourself. You know, be who you want to be, follow your dreams, ask for help, and don't be afraid of failing.
So my advice for my students, stay in school and be happy, be positive, and like I've been saying earlier, just think that anything is possible. You can do anything you want. Reach for the stars, because you can accomplish any goals if you're focused and you're persistent and you work hard.
I am Yaneli. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of asking for help. Be yourself and be happy.
My name is Noé Mendez, and I encourage you to never give up. Always try. There's no room for failure unless you don't try.
I am Mrs. Rodriguez. Don't give up. I believe in you. We, the teachers in Santa Maria Bonita School District, believe in you and know that you will fulfill your dreams.
My name is Benito, and I went to El Camino Junior High, and with all my heart, I believe in you.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Rubalcava. I want you to know that I believe in you. You can achieve your dreams. Si se puede. and have a positive mindset, you got this.